I identify as a creative professional, which is kind of a oxymoron because to be a professional at something naturally saps your creative energy. So it's a real balancing act trying to be creative and trying to earn a paycheck from that creativity. I think most people, if they're paying attention, they know early on what their gig is. When I was a senior in high school, I realized that my knack for creative writing could actually make me some money. And I started writing term papers for some of my friends who weren't the best students. But when I was a senior in high school, I had a friend who was really struggling with Macbeth. So that night, I wrote his out, gave it to him, and then in addition to that, I had to write my own because we were in the same class. I had to write my own essay. I had read very little of Macbeth, but one part I did read that I thought was fascinating was the part of Macbeth called the Dagger Soliloquy, and that's when Macbeth is talking pretty much to himself about this vision he has of the dagger that he sees before him, and he's seeing the haunting vision of the crime that he's going to commit because of his fatal flaw, which is ambition. I just wrote what I knew about, but I wrote it really well. And I took the points that I knew that I understood really well, and I expounded on them. I turned that essay in, and a couple days later in class, we get our grades back. The teacher just puts, in red ink what you get on the paper, and she's handing the paper back, and she hands my friend his paper, and he gets an A. I'm like, that's funny, that's great. Obviously, I got an A as well. She hands it back to me, and on my paper it said F, and then below the F it said "See me." And so I waited after class. I went up and I'm like, what are you talking about? What's with the F? And she said, there's no way you wrote this. You plagiarized and you're going to get an F. I just realized, holy cow. It was so good that she thinks I cheated. That's when I realized that was going to be my career, something along those lines. Wasn't sure it was going to be writing, storytelling, something like that. There, that's the slate.
Thank you.